Death Watch was the story about a man and his young guide out in the desert. And I thought it would be a great mano a mano story between young innocents and corrupt older generation.
Best tracker in the county, huh?
Well, the job is easier if you're quiet.
No!
Then the situation's more complicated than you think.
The Reach is based on a young adult novel called Death Watch, written in 1972 by Rob White. I shared the book a few years ago with Michael, and we got excited about the project.
So maybe I got a position waiting for you. Starting salary, $300,000. Enough to buy a nice house, pay for diapers. You can start a life together. So we got a deal. That's a good choice, man. Now your life, it's never gonna be the same.
It had everything. It had great story. It had, a really interesting character, and it had a lot more kind of action than a lot of movies that I've done.
I pay you for options, all right? So give me one.
Visually, it was outstanding, and it was a big challenge for me. Maintain the suspense between two guys in the desert, so I was really, really interested with this kind of thing.
Beyond this point, there will be monsters. JB, as we call Jean-Baptiste, has a tremendous knowledge of history. Turned out that he was a real fan of American Westerns. He loved John Ford, Sam Peckinpah. And as we began filming, you saw where he had this incredible knowledge of what those kind of Westerns looked like. He's it?
He's it.
How old are you?
Old enough to be the best tracker in the county, if not the state.
Hey, John Madec.
The character of Madec is a very wealthy man who has a fantastic SUV.
Only one in America. $500K. That's not including tax.
Uh-huh. Well, I guess it doesn't park itself.
As a well-to-do West Coast bond tradesman, was a bit of a trophy hunter in terms of both businesses, but also horns. Steyr Scout 308, had it imported from Austria. It's got a loophole scope, best glass you can get out of Sweden.
I've never seen one of these.
Working with Michael Douglas is easy and tough, and that's why it's interesting. Easy because you are working with a great professional, really experienced, so you can ask something, and if you ask these things, you know it's going to be done in a very good way. Tough because you have to know exactly what you want.
Well, I suppose this is where you earn your money. He's really been out looking to capture or to kill a bighorn sheep for its rack. You know what the odds are for landing a bighorn license?
I sure do.
He's a nasty kid with a big gun.
What are you doing?
I'm just warming up.
When you fire your weapon,
Jeremy
you frame the
Irvine
game.
is an incredible young actor, one of the finest of his generation. We had a long casting process, and he aggressively chased the role.
Good, perfect.
Cut.
Jeremy is English and walks in for an interview with a perfect American accent. And we said, there's our guy.
You know I can't keep this, right? Your grandfather made it for you. This is the third job in a row I've done an American accent for.
You can't frame me for this. I mean, there'll be an investigation. You know that.
Nobody cares about this man. Nobody's gonna miss him. But you bring this body back, they put it on me, they can put it on you.
Well, Ben's this quite damaged young man who's been forced to grow up far too fast. His parents were killed when he was 16. And I think what's kind of happened is he's lost that youthful spirit.
They killed themselves.
They took a chance, they made their stand.
Ben is a classical American hero. Strong, simple, a little bit sentimental, naive, and courageous. He's a tough young guy believing in all value.
I start in August. You're coming with me, right?
That's why he's half charming, half rough.
What is that?
Drop it.
Drop it!
Well, you push your button, huh? The cavalry comes right in, is that the size?
We had a deal. And where I come from, a deal is a deal. We shook hands, God damn it, you little shit.
Okay.
Where did you blow this?
What are you gonna do?
Take off your clothes.
What?
Take your clothes off. You heard me, all right?
Okay.
What his character has to go through in this brutal movie, which he's basically stripped down to his underwear and has to barefoot walk across a desert in blazing heat and freezing nights. And the amount of stamina, the amount of guts, the amount of tenacity that Jeremy had was inspirational to all of us. I give him hats off, because I don't know many actors who could have put up with all the duress that he had to.
When you're stuck out in the desert for 2 months, and you're spending most of the day kind of, not to such extremes, but kind of going through a lot of the things that your character would be going through, and dealing with the weather and the environment and stuff. It gives you a great opportunity to immerse yourself.
In our movie, one of the key kind of secondary characters that my character has is this new Mercedes 6-wheel, double-axle SUV pickup truck. It costs about $600,000 a pop.
Michael had seen this 6-wheel drive Mercedes and got really excited about it for the project. We spoke to Mercedes, and they were more than happy to form a partnership with us and allow us to use their vehicle. It's really a prototype. There's only 2 in existence right now and a few more in production.
And it made such a wonderful kind of comment for the whole picture. It was just the right vehicle. It made a big difference.
We're located at Bennett Peak, which is in the Newcomb chapter of the Navajo Nation.
I think the most challenging aspect of our filming of The Reach was locations. To get the type of locations that we had, we shot in the Navajo Reservation in Four Corners, New Mexico.
I remember during the pre-production, we talked about planet Mars. That was exactly what I was looking for, kind of planet Mars, something we didn't see before. So we decided during the scouting to go further away.
We came to New Mexico to find the Reach, which is a vast desert basin, desolate, dry, almost like another planet, like Mars or the moon. The Four Corners area of New Mexico has fantastic landscapes with buttes and cliffs and vast plains. We found the landscapes of the Navajo Reservation to accurately reflect the book and the script.
When I saw how difficult this shoot was going to be, in terms of, climbing up these mountains and how we're going to move the equipment around. And they talked to me about some of the special talents that crews in New Mexico have. They're like Sherpas in Nepal. They would just take these big 10K lights and they would climb up inclines, never complaining.
We're the first film to shoot out here. It's kind of an exciting thing for the chapter here. They're all excited about it and hope that more would come after this.
See you again, yes.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
I enjoy the dynamite scene because I think it's over the top, but in a good way. And for me, it's totally credible. It tosses the dynamite, and the dynamite explodes at the middle of nowhere, and this guy is running, totally clumsy, totally woozy, and I think it's really beautiful. And this kind of scene, I really love them.
Look at that sun, Ben. Really likes you.
When you have Michael Douglas with a big cowboy hat, yellow sunglasses, big rifle, and a six-wheel drive on the background with a sunny light, you say, okay, it works.